Hello and welcome to One Tech World. My name is Krupali Bhagani and I am a proud mother of two. I'm a PMO professional and a Tech 100 alumni. Thank you for being here, truly. Before we begin, I want to ask you to do something simple. Think about your morning, not the highlight reel, not the version you put on LinkedIn, the real, authentic one. Who woke up first? Who remembered what? Who carried the invisible list? Because leadership doesn't begin when you open your laptop. It begins the moment you wake up. Before 9 a.m., many of us have already negotiated with tiny humans, managed emotions, theirs and ours. Many dozens of decisions have already been made and things that we will never be credited for. Then we expect to arrive at work, be it at our desk or in the office, to be calm, strategic and decisive. So today I want to talk about leadership from a place we rarely get acknowledged, or we rarely acknowledge: motherhood, tech and life experiences. Can we have it all? The short answer is yes. The honest answer and the authentic one is yes, but not all at once. And we need to stop pretending the cost is invisible. Identity. I know what I want and I know who I want to be. I want to be the role model that I didn't see growing up. Not the polished version, the honest, authentic self. The one who shows up and shows that leadership doesn't mean emotional shutdown. That ambition and humanity can coexist. Because for a long time, leadership, especially in tech, has always looked one way. Always available, always accelerating, always proving. And motherhood doesn't fit into that model. It doesn't fit neatly into that model. So instead of shrinking myself to fit into this system, I decided to question the system. That system being all around us. I think I speak for others as well, and I say this for myself. I want the next generation to grow up thinking values matter, effort matters, trying matters more than pretending that you have it together. Because let's face it, we don't. And I want technology to support that life, not undermine it. The truth. Here's my truth. My family come first. My principles guide me. My values and morals are who I am. And I really believe deeply in failing fast, learning quickly and trying again. Values are easy when life is calm. They're tested when things fall apart, when the plan breaks, when the support disappears, when the identity you relied on is suddenly gone. Values are tested. Everything is tested. When you have a sick child at home, you have an important meeting and you have to show up. That's when values are tested and life is tested. Redundancy. I was made redundant twice. I was in a redundant position. Once whilst I was pregnant and once while on maternity leave. I just want to pause there. Two significant milestones in my life. That experience doesn't just affect your career, it affects your self-worth. You start asking, did I misjudge my timing? Did I overestimate my value? Did I make myself inconvenient? And you're expected to respond with gratitude and resilience immediately. This is where choice theory really entered my life, and every day I ask myself, what percentage am I putting into this moment? Because effort isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's mental. Was I spending energy on anger, on replaying conversations, on proving something to people that who had already moved on? Or could I redirect the effort into designing a future aligned with my life? That question didn't remove the pain. It gave me power. It helped me to decide where I wanted to go next. We talk about the myth of having it all. There's an unspoken expectations that mothers, especially in leadership, should manage everything seamlessly. We're told, be ambitious, be present, be grateful, be resilient, but never be tired, never be angry, never admit the cost. Holding it all together becomes a metric. But here's the truth. Burnout isn't a personal failure. It's a system failure. You don't collapse because you're weak. You don't collapse because you collapse because you've been strong for too long without support. For me, having it all means choosing what matters now, what matters here and now, and having that choice. Every day I use a choice theory and I ask myself a question. What percentage of effort am I going to give it now, or should I leave it to a later moment? And it's in everyday activities that you have at home. Should I do the laundry now, or should I go to the gym? Because self-care is important, and right now I had 10% left in me to complete this task. So ask yourself that question. What percentage of effort will I be putting in right now? What season are you in? I took a strategic sidestep in my career, not because I stopped caring, but because I started caring differently. I needed 70 days of school holidays. That's not a mindset issue. That's the structural reality of the UK. There's no way I could have stretched my previous role without breaking something. And that thing I wasn't willing to break was my family. So I made a leadership decision: sustainability over speed, alignment over optics. A sidestep isn't a failure, it's strategic architecture. Choice theory guides me in my everyday decisions. Before I say yes, I ask, what percentage of effort will this require? Will this make me happy right now? Let's take a pause there and think about those questions. And I'll say it again. What percentage of effort will this take right now? Will this make me happy right now? Not will this impress. Not will this keep me visible right now. Because leaders who ignore the present burn out in the future. I want to talk about self-care now. And I think regulation is leadership. So to be the best mum I can be, self-care isn't optional, it's mandatory. And I don't mean indulgence, I mean regulation. Every day. So I can be my best self. I go to the gym just to get away because I believe strength builds resilience. I wake up and I pray. I believe that's given me grounding and it creates perspective. And every morning I spend 5 minutes doing yoga with the kids. So here we are, we're trying to get some work-life balance. Those 5 minutes, we stretch, we breathe, we regulate our nervous systems. That 5 minutes determines how the day unfolds, and how the day is going to look. That is our foundation. I can tell you, an exhausted mum isn't a better mum. A regulated mum is. And the same is true for leaders. And the other way around, if you reverse it, we spend 5 to 10 minutes in the evening. We dance our hearts out. We let all that energy out, any kind of discomfort that we brought from school, from work, that releases and brings us together as a family, and we unwind. 5 minutes in the morning for yoga, 5 minutes in the evening for dance. We have music in the background, and it brings us all together. Again, an exhausted mum isn't a better mum. A regulated mum is, and it's the same, and it's true for leaders. So motherhood as leadership training. Motherhood is the most intense leadership training I've ever experienced. It teaches negotiation under pressure, decision making with incomplete data, emotional intelligence in a high stake moment. I think if you can handle a child's meltdown in public, you can sure handle a boardroom. These aren't soft skills. These are human skills, and they're the future of leadership. So how does technology build into our lifestyle? It's about building a personal operating system. I don't use technology to optimize my life. I use it to protect my energy. Your brain is not designed to remember everything, so I externalize memory. I reduce decisions. I use AI as a thinking partner. I block time for energy, not just meetings. I organise finances for emotional safety. I set communication boundaries. Technology doesn't replace the village, but it stabilises you when the village is missing, which in case is for some people in this world. Some of the things that we use technology for. So, what's for dinner is a trap. I use ChatGPT to meal plan my whole week. That saves me time, saves me energy, saves me asking everyone what they want for dinner. We have shared calendars. If it's not on the calendar, it's not there. It's not happening. Shared calendars is a way to save life, arguments, negotiations, and at the beginning of the week, we sit down, me and my partner, and go through what's going to happen on the week and who's looking after who. It really helps. Also planning holidays. I have a calendar where we have our holidays booked in. We know what school holidays, who's looking after who, and that's all planned in advance because it saves me time later on in the year to ask questions and to see what's happening. So technology doesn't replace the village. It stabilizes you when the village is missing. Redefining success. Success isn't constant availability, it's alignment. Some seasons are for acceleration, some for presence. Both are valid. And it depends what season you're going through. But have that choice theory rooted in you every day. So, just to close off, I want the next generation to see this. That ambition doesn't require burnout. that leadership doesn't require self-sacrifice, that motherhood doesn't shrink your power, it reveals it. We are superhuman. Thank you to my mentors who stretched me, my family who grounded me, and my friends, that ones I can offload to, and the women who inspire this path. Indira Nuri, Toby Asari, Mel Robbins, Reshma Sajani, and Vanessa Valley. They remind us that broken systems don't need better people. They need better design. So, can we have it all? Yes, but only if we choose intentionally. Thank you for listening to me today. I am open for candid conversations about motherhood, technology, and can we have it all? Let's have open and honest conversations. We are superhuman. We are the future.